All right, and here's a quick video on how to get all the winter resources that you could want or need for buying items out of the winter event store. So generally what I'm going to do, and the more tunes you do this on, the more you're going to get. Because the winter event's so long, you're able to just accumulate a ton. Even on my free-to-play, when I first started the account and only had 2 characters, I was able to farm out more resources than I even needed for those 2. My main account, I have a lot more tunes, and I could use more resources throughout the year. There's a lot of good stuff in the winter event store. And so having extras of those is always nice. And so if you have more tunes, you're going to get even more. The way to do that is duty officer missions. So what you're going to want to do is bring a tune or bring them all. So for me, like on my main account, I have a couple tunes I mainly play with. The other ones I rarely kind of get into. Before the event, I go ahead and park them all at the winter event map. And every day I'll log in and I'll do the duty officer missions. When you run these, sometimes it's just one mission. Other times there's going to be 3 or 4 available. You can do it more than once a day. It's just, I have other things going on, so I work full time, kids, all of that kind of thing. So for me, I just rotate once through, when I get on to play and before I do my, whatever it is I want to do, if I want to do some of the event stuff or if I'm, running through missions or whatever it is I'm doing, I just log on and run through all of my tunes and go ahead and do all the duty officer missions. If you have more time, where, it's the weekend, and maybe you get on and run them, or you're doing a long play session for a couple hours, you could roll back through them and some of them would be finished and others would then pop up. So if you did that, you could get even more of them, at least quicker. If you did that through the whole event, you would get quite a bit more than what you otherwise would doing it just once a day. But even with just 2 characters, if you're doing this daily or even every other day, you're going to have more than enough of these resources in order to buy whatever you want out of the store. The nice thing about the winter event store is that things are not that expensive in comparison to like the summer event store. Things are a lot more expensive and it's a lot more time consuming. There's no duty officer missions or anything like that. So you could literally just come into this map once a day, do, the ice race or one of the events to get your daily for the ship. And then you could literally not do anything else other than just log into those characters on the map and run the duty officer missions. I believe the duty officer missions, or some of them, can also spawn on ESD, Kronos, and on New Romulus. Q is at all of those locations, and I believe that you can get some to spawn there. So if you wanted to really crank it, you could, log in multiple times to each of those characters, run them as they expire, and reslot them. And then you could also move back and forth to, the main hub for your faction and pick up another 1 or 2 there. I generally go pretty hard when I start just so I can accumulate a bunch up front and I can buy, maybe some of the new items right away. And then I just kind of slow it down and I'm just banking them. So these are, transferable, so you can, just bank them all in your account bank, and these are going to build up very, very quick, and you're going to be able to buy anything that you want out of the store. I don't know about all of it because there's a lot of stuff, but most of the stuff that's in there is cosmetic, but there is also a ton of really good stuff, bridge officer abilities, gear, stuff like that. But the amount of space Barbie stuff kind of dwarfs it. And so there is a ton of stuff in the store. If you wanted to buy everything, you'd have to really grind hard. But you don't need every crop top and different color of it. I don't know. Maybe you do. And if you do, here's a way that you can grind it out. You can go in here low-level characters as well. They don't need to be max level. I believe they just have to be out of the tutorial phase on that. So if you have a couple characters, go ahead and park them on the event map here, and just at a minimum daily run the duty officer missions, and you'll have more resources than you need for the winter event store. All right, guys, hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Hey guys, appreciate you watching. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, ring the bell, and sub to the channel for the latest news updates and how-to guides.